All the world is a stage. All the men and women are merely players. They have their exit and their entrances. And one man in his life plays many roles. In 1959, the sociologist Irving Goffman took these words from all you like it too seriously. He argued that the life we lead is essentially a performance on the stage, characterized by an array of personalities, masks, and identities. Moreover, we constantly want to show ourselves in the best light. So much like actors, people adapt specific personas for each performance, adapting the way they present themselves to fit the role they are playing. Similarly, audience also use different masks depending on the situation. For instance, imagine it's your birthday and you accidentally invited friends from absolutely different social groups. So now you have to juggle masks and change the way you speak and behave with each one of them, or else they might find your behavior unusual. It's going to be obvious that you aren't showing your true self, but in the eyes of government, there isn't such thing as true self. There isn't a performer behind the roles. The roles just are the performer. So he introduced us his phenomenon called the front stage behavior, where people maintain a more refined version of themselves. He also told us about the backstage behavior, where we act like we normally would when nobody or only trusted people are watching. This is a private space separated from the audience where the performance is being prepared. Have you ever caught yourself making a decision and then immediately wondering what other people would think about it? Maybe you chose a certain outfit because it looked acceptable, picked a subject at school because it sounded impressive, and even stayed quiet when you wanted to speak. Now here's my question. Was it truly all you who made the decision? For most of my life, I have never questioned this. I thought it was normal to constantly adjust myself to fit expectations. Parents, teachers, social media, classmates, and even strangers of mine. All of them have their own expectations. And surprisingly, all of them are different. So little by little, we begin collecting them. We memorize what gets approval, likes, impresses people. At first it's pretty harmless, but over time, we become experts at being who others want us to be and beginners at being ourselves. A fear of being judged often stems from a phenomenon called the spotlight effect. This is a psychological concept where we feel like we're constantly being observed. But in reality, people are too preoccupied with their own thoughts to focus on us. This anxiety is deeply rooted in our need for connection and belonging. Because evolutionarily, belonging to a group increased our chances of survival. Because of that, our brains are naturally scared of other people's opinions. But nowadays, this fear can hold us back from being our true selves. The key to letting this go? Allow others to have their own opinions. Whether you do something new or choose to stay in your comfort zone, people will always have thoughts about you. Letting go of needing everyone's approval can be liberating. Another possible reason for that is just low self-esteem. And it actually derives from how we see ourselves. It might have started with being extra harsh on yourself, and when it happens, it leads to low self-esteem, self-doubt, and lack of confidence. Do you often feel like you're never good enough or disappointed in yourself? Have you ever quitted because of it and felt stuck? Well, positive changes only happen when we let ourselves fail and make mistakes. We have to accept the outcome, learn from it, and not judge ourselves for trying. Easier said than done. One of the easiest, simplest ways of improving the quality of your life is just self-compassion. Be simply kinder to yourself, and if you can't, think of your beloved one. Would you be able to call him or her that? That they are weak or a failure? No. So eventually, make change so you don't wake and realize, oh, I'm living a wrong life. So, let me ask you another question. If nobody could judge you, who would you become? What would you wear? What would you say? For many people, the answer comes surprisingly quickly, because deep down they already know that the problem isn't that they don't know who they are. They're just afraid of what might happen if they show it. But no matter what you do, people will always have opinions on you. They will constantly judge you. If you play it safe, people will judge you. If you take risks, people will judge you. If you follow the crowd, people will judge you. And even if you stand out, people will still judge you. So if judgment is unavoidable, why not spend your life pursuing something that actually matters to you? Research shows that up to 75% of people experience holding back at meetings and conversations due to fear of judgment. On average, people spend 70% of their time on conversations just to process and listen to information, while speaking less and less each year. But the truth is that people are too busy worrying about themselves to spend all day analyzing your choices. Spotlight effect convinces us that everyone is watching. In reality, they're worrying about their own mistakes, their own insecurities, and their own future. But life keeps moving. Days become months, months become years, and opportunities pass. And in the end, we face a question that gets harder and harder to ignore. Who am I actually living for? Now I want to be clear. Living for yourself doesn't mean ignoring everyone else. It doesn't mean rejecting advices, becoming selfish, and refusing to care about others. No, it's about knowing yourself and your boundaries. Because if you constantly abandon yourself to satisfy everyone else, you will eventually have nothing else to give. People who inspire us the most are absolutely not the ones who perfectly follow someone's expectations. They are the ones who have the strength to listen to themselves. Because the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. And maybe that is the question we all need to ask ourselves more often. Who am I actually living for? Thank you.